What's up, everybody? Adam here from BlackTop SmackTalk, coming to you live on this beautiful October evening. The NBA season is upon us. So happy to be back with my brothers. It's been a minute since you've seen the four of us. We've had some things over Zoom. We've had some, me just kind of doing some solo stuff just to kind of keep us afloat. But, now that the NBA season is back, we're going to kick off the season with our NBA preview. But before we do that,
Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Starts tomorrow, huh?
Yeah. But before we do that, I want to introduce my brothers. We got my brother Charlie Hustle. We got Far Away Sano. And then
couldn't make it in person, unfortunately.
Fortunately,
it's part of the dad life, like your hat. Or does that say dad gang?
The dad gang, baby. Hey, go copy.
Bruce knows. Bruce knows.
Yeah. And finally, we got the newly crowned assistant cross country and track and field coach at UNC Greensboro, an Under Armour school, Bruce Jackson.
What's going on? Let's go.
Oh, man, so I'm so happy to see you guys. I mean, obviously, we talk every day. Chit chat about the NBA. I mean, actually, up until recently, we were always talking NBA, but then, we sprinkle a lot of Seahawks. Shout out to the Seahawks, big win the other day.
Kind of depends if we're winning or losing, how the chat is.
Oh, my goodness.
It's quiet when we win.
So, some of us are more active than others, depending on how the game's going.
Right. And then, we sprinkle all kinds of stuff. But, fellas, the NBA starts tomorrow. We have the world champion Boston Celtics playing the New York Knicks as the first game. And then the second game, you guys remember what the second game is?
I don't.
I think it's Lakers T-Wolves.
Lakers T-Wolves.
Can't wait for that one. That's a snoozer.
I mean, it's only going to be a history maker.
Oh, actually, no.
Ken Griffey Jr. is going. Ken Griffey Sr. is going.
Right.
Kind of a big deal.
Timberwolves and Lakers. That's right. Okay.
Probably never see it again in our lifetimes.
Man.
I mean, there's no way he doesn't get in the game, right?
Oh no. He might even start. It might be like when you're injured and you got the consecutive game streak. You come in and play a minute, then you take them out. Or senior night for me.
Yeah, they have to no matter what.
Yeah.
So, as NBA fans, there's been a lot of chatter going on. We've been, dabbling in some preseason. I don't really watch a lot of preseason. We listen to a lot of podcasts and see stuff on, X or Instagram or whatever. But all of us have NBA League Pass, right? So, shout out to Bruce. I need that Venmo here in a sec. But when we're talking about NBA League Pass, and something I'm excited about, every team has at least one nationally televised game, I believe. But who are some teams that you guys are looking forward to? Who are your League Pass teams? And it doesn't have to be your traditional, obviously, I'm following PG, so I'm going to be a 76ers, watching all the 76er games, you know what I mean? But who is a team or two that you're just like, or we can do three? Who are some teams that you're really just locked in for NBA League Pass? And Bruce, we'll start off with you, my friend.
Yeah, no, I definitely want to see. I think this young Rockets team. With obviously my old coach there, Udoka, see what he can do. They were ascending towards the end of the season last year, and so just kind of want to see what's going on with that. I mean, obviously, big news today with Jalen Green getting that 2+1 contract, rookie contract extension, and then Sagoon getting an extension as well. So I just kind of want to see how that team looks like, and Reed Shepherd, who's my pick for rookie of the year. So I would like to see
way
that.
To jump the gun.
We'll get there. You
just want to be the first one to say it in case there's a good likelihood me or Sano might choose him too.
Oh, it's okay. But yes, Rockets.
Rockets is your squad. Okay, Sano, you can't say Warriors. You know that's your squad.
The Warriors are probably all over the national TV schedule. So when you say League Pass, I'm thinking like under the radar, right? Like they're not going to be on TNT every week.
Right. I mean,
So-
you scroll through the games every day, and then you see like, oh shoot, these guys are on. I'm definitely tuned in.
Yeah. So there's a couple. So the first one, I mean, the Rockets are a good one, but also Orlando is one that I'm curious about this year because they got, last year they made a run at the playoffs. I think what were they, the 4 seed, 5 seed last year? They were in that 4-5
They were
matchup.
the 5 seed, yeah.
And they were like 1 or 2. They were 1 or 2 for the first 3 months.
Right. And all those guys are young pretty much. And then they added KCP, who I think is a
great move,
good veteran. Like, he's just a winner, right? So he's kind of like one of those glue guys you need. So I could see them finishing top 4 in the West or top 4 in the East. I mean,
again
next year. And, obviously they got the home guy, the hometown kid, Paolo.
Former BTST guest, shout out to him.
Former guest. I was going to say that. So they're one. And then another one is actually Cleveland, who they played in the playoffs last year. But I thought they were going to be. I thought they were going to be a little bit better than they were last year. But I mean, Mobley, Allen, Mitchell, Garland. Like I don't see how they can not be at least a contender for one of those top 4 seeds in the East. So those are two that come to mind.
Okay. Chuck.
Really excited to see like the Detroit Pistons.
They got some players though.
I mean, no, I'm just kidding.
No,
I ain't fucking with the Pistons. I was gonna say Orlando, right? That was a good one, just because mainly because of Paulo. And then another one, I guess I don't know how many national TV games they have, but transcendent player, man, Wemby, Spurs. Like we'll see a lot of Wemby over the next 20 years, hopefully 15 years. But I don't know do they have a lot of national games? Chris Paul will help that.
I have to look at the schedule.
I would think so.
But like I was reading something the other day, 2 years ago, Keldon Johnson was their best player.
Yeah.
Now he's like their 7th player.
Right.
He was a Team USA guy, wasn't he?
Well, Pop put him on.
Yeah, in the 20.
But he had some young promise, but it was like, whoa, how did he make it? But he was springy, showed some promise. He was young. You said UNC guy? Where'd he go?
Kentucky.
Oh yeah, one of the Bloods. But yeah, I mean, they're like I think we're gonna go over some over unders, but their over unders, they could make some noise, maybe around 35 to 40. Coming from last year, I think they were at 23.
Well, yeah, we'll get to their over under here in a little bit.
Yeah, I'd like to see if Wemby comes along that next year, makes a step like he looked like he was making in the Olympics. It was probably going to be Orlando and San Antonio. I mean, you can always have fun watching Dallas,
Yeah.
I feel like they're one of those like main.
Yeah, they made it.
Team. Luka is just kind of like on the Jokic
MVP favorite, I think.
Yeah, he's on the Jokic, the Giannis, the Shea, on that tier. The Ant Edwards of like their teams are gonna have a lot of games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And just seeing the two new rookies, I have trouble even saying their names.
Risa Shea
from
Atlanta.
Risa Shea.
And then who? Sarr?
Yeah. Alex Sarr, Wizards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to see
see how they translate.
I didn't really get to see him much at Summer League, and then one of them was like, I think it was Sarr was terrible.
Yeah, he's
like 0 for 18.
He was like,
but
3 of 18 or something like. Or no, 0 for 16 one game.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
But he had a good game the other day, didn't he? He had a really good preseason game for what it's worth.
Yeah, no, they've been hooping in the preseason, but
Risa Shea actually looked pretty good in the Summer League and the preseason. They're talking about him potentially starting for the Hawks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to watch Reed Shepherd. I don't know if he'll be better than my guy Connect 4 though. Even the Warrior fans are realizing Connect's the guy.
Hey,
man, that game, that preseason game the other night was wild. It was wild watching that. He had like 20 straight points or something like that.
You were getting fired up. You kept texting us.
I had to remember it was the Lakers, so I was trying not to overdo it. So I don't want to get too excited about it.
It's not our dad's Lakers anymore, man.
Hey, but before we get what Dalton Connect, just like Alex Caruso, we was on these guys first. Remember at Summer League, nobody knew who Alex Caruso was, and we were all sitting by each other at Summer League, and I was like, that guy's game is similar to Prime Charlie. And I remember Nick was with us too, and he started dying because I was like, yeah, it's Prime Charlie.
He's not good at anything. He's just okay at a lot of things.
He's on-ball defense.
Oh, it wasn't there tonight.
Athleticism. You know, plays the game the right way. And then I remember hitting you guys up last year. I was like, yo, this white dude from Tennessee can hoop. And I remember sending you guys clips. And, you know, it takes a while for Charlie to start getting into these college guys. But then once he saw, he was like,
well, I read a big article about him.
ESPN.
It was like, because he's like in his 9th year.
Yeah, was he a transfer?
Yeah.
Bruce was hating on it a little bit. If I remember
Colorado.
In the chat. When I was bringing up some of his other stops, and he was like, he's D2, he's weak, blah, blah, blah.
Northern Colorado. Oh, because he was already a D1 player. So, yeah, I think I remember the argument. But, yeah, just a thing. BTST, we were on these guys first. League Pass team for me, Pelicans.
Kind of like I was on marketing first.
Yeah, very true.
That was me.
My bad.
No, Pelicans, they got Baby Boy.
Yeah, they'll be fun. I mean, they got a lot of guys.
Man, Baby Boy, they got Herb Jones, Murphy, CJ, Ingram, and Zion. They got no center. Daniel Tice is their center at 6'8". You know, if Zion's healthy, that's a all NBA caliber player. They made a run. Oh, man, they battled the Lakers in that playing game last year, so that was fun. And Zion was as healthy as he had been up until that game where he had 40 and then he pulled his hamstring. So that's my team, man. Looking forward to it. Yeah, I can see them being like a top 4. I can see them sneaking into top 4 if
top 4 in the West.
Yeah, I can see it.
Home court.
But I'll get to some of that stuff later. But you know, Charlie alluded to about, you know, the two of you at least, you know, not Bruce or I, are, you know, like to dibble and dabble in the gambling and the sports betting world. But so we're going to talk a little over-unders. And I'm going to give you guys a team. And I'm going to, you know, ask if you think, you know, I'm going to give you their over-under. And I'm going to ask if you think they're going to go over. And then why or why not. So some interesting ones that I found. First one is the New York Knicks at 52.5. Or their over-under is 52.5. So
53 and 29.
It's maybe 53 and 29.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what are we thinking? They, you know, picked up Cat.
Taking over.
I was gonna say I'm taking the over on that.
Even with the Mikal Bridges jumper now.
Bill Cartwright. No, I was thinking. So I think the Knicks. I think the Knicks could possibly be the number 1 seed in the East.
Whoa.
I think so. I mean, only reason I don't. That doesn't mean I'm picking them to come out of the East because I still think Boston's the best team. But I think coming off the championship last year, Boston might get off to not a slow start, but they're one of those. They're going to be like one of those postseason teams, right? Where like the regular season might not matter that much. Where if it comes down to it, they're probably going to start. I don't know about resting guys or, you know, the urgency is not going to be there. I think, and I think the Knicks have that, and they're going to want that number 1 seed. So I think they could contend for it. So I'm taking the over on the 50.
So you love 52. The Cat. You love the big Cat trade.
I like it. Yeah, I actually like that for both teams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think Minnesota. Yeah. I think Minnesota and the Knicks came out better for that one.
You don't think the Knicks fans are going to tear him alive?
He's from the area. He should be used to it.
No, he was a different then. Now he's got expectations.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like both of those guys were unanimously hated by their own fan bases and then got traded for each other. Both fan bases were over both of them.
All right. So they were 50 and 32 last year. 50 and 32. So you guys are over.
And
what about Bruce?
They added Bridges and swapped Randall for Cat, and obviously lost DiVincenzo too, which was huge.
Yeah, but look, they just had Mitchell Robinson out. Achua's out.
Is Achua's not serious though?
4 to 6 weeks.
Is that what they said? 4 to 6 weeks. And Mitchell Robinson, I don't even count him on the team anymore. He's always out.
But he's solid for him.
He's solid when he's there.
Their bench, looks real thin to me. I might go under. Because Tibbs plays his guys to the ground, and their bench is real thin.
I would say, to counter that, there's a lot of bad teams in the East. There's a lot of easy W's.
Sure.
Like the
bottom 5 or 6. That's one thing. Like if you do NFL over-unders, you have to look at that team schedule. With the NBA, you kind of just know it.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
That's only one of the reasons why I went over.
Yeah. That's fair.
But no, yeah. Who's their sixth man?
Miles McBride.
Ouch.
All right, Bruce. What are you thinking?
Under. Yeah, no, under.
Great minds think alike,
I'm still like, I don't know. To me, Cat and Randall are essentially the same player. I mean, they both bigs. I mean, maybe Randall has a better handle and Cat's probably an easier teammate to get along. Like, I mean, I understand the trade from a locker room culture perspective. Like, I think Randall is probably feels himself a little too much, and the team is, now Brunson's team, and so I get that. But like, as far as like, I don't know, production and the type of player, I mean, they're both bigs. I mean, Randall takes the 3, Cat can hit the 3. I don't know. Like, to me, it just almost seems like an even swap. But again, like, now you reinforce that this is for sure Brunson's team. And then, so to me, it gets down to like, is Bridges worth 3 games, I guess, to get over that over?
Yeah.
But then you lost
easily.
DiVincenzo.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I'm going to go probably. And then, like, I agree with Adam that, okay, you do have those early season injuries with those couple of those guys. I think Sano's devaluing Mitchell Robinson's contributions when he is on the court. And so
he's great when he's on the court.
I'm gonna say under, because 50. That's, I mean, yeah, I think they're gonna be right at it. I mean, Vegas is great. I mean, it's gonna be like 52, 53. I think it's gonna be right, but I'll take the under.
Okay, so this is the over under according to DraftKings.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well,
you're just gonna say Cat can hit the 3? I mean, he's the best 3-point shooting big man of all time.
Yes,
ever.
I get. Yes,
he gets Cat more credit than just he can hit the 3.
I mean, yes. I mean, Zesty Cat hits the 3s, the long ball. Got it.
All right, next one we got is NBA Finals. From the Western Conference, the NBA Finals representative, the Dallas Mavericks. Their over-under is 50.5. And last year they were 50 and 32. 50 and 32. New additions, Klay Thompson, Najee Marshall, Quentin Grimes. Derek Lively has another year under his belt.
What'd they lose?
They lost Tim Hardaway Jr. They lost Derek Jones. Yeah.
Underrated loss, Derek Jones.
But Najee Marshall's pretty solid. I don't know if he can fill what he did.
They're basically saying they're going to have the same. They're saying it's the same team as last year.
Mm-hmm.
Under.
Really?
Are you saying under 50 wins?
Yeah.
Or I guess 50. Is it 50.5? Is that what it was?
Yeah. So essentially 51.
So 50 if they had 50. I'm gonna take I'll take the over on that, but I'm not confident on that one. I think if it's over, it's gonna be like 51, 52 wins.
Under. Oh. Yeah, I think it might be right at. I think they might finish exactly the same as what they had. This 50 or 49.
Interesting.
I'll say under.
I mean, I'd like to think Clay's an upgrade over Tim Hardaway, but it's not looking too good for that.
They lost Josh Green also, who started for them in the finals, I think, or he was like a key rotation player.
That's a tough one.
I like Dallas a lot, and I'll get to them later. But yeah, I'm gonna go over.
I'm under. Just I don't trust Kyrie playing 80. They'll be, he's been better.
65,
but I don't see him playing
65
at best.
At best.
I mean, I don't know what he normally plays. It doesn't feel like it's ever 70.
He always feels like he misses about 20
whether
games.
Whether it's something, off court or whatever, he has knick-knack injuries, right? And then Luka, I mean, I don't, who knows? I don't know if Luka plays them all, but I mean, you could say this with any team. I just feel like they don't, since they made the finals, they don't really have to prove it. Like they feel like they can probably flip that switch once April hits.
They're probably like a team.
We're good. Like
I think they're at that level?
I think they do. Now
they think they're at that level.
Well, they made the finals.
So you're thinking,
they have kind of the right to.
I don't know. I guess I think of like the Bostons and
it's really just the Bostons and Denver.
I guess that's almost it. Maybe Denver. Yeah, maybe Denver.
So you're thinking more like they might not. They just want to be healthy going into the playoffs.
Yeah,
that's what you think.
A lot of just random, fantasy DNPs last minute. Like shit, dude.
Right. Right. Okay.
You get the update. Kyrie Irving is out.
Like an hour before the game.
Or less.
Okay.
Yeah, 30 minutes.
All right. I got a good one, and I'm gonna go to Charlie on this one. The Los Angeles Lakers. Ooh. LeBron.
Well, let me guess. Is it 47?
Close. 45.5. And last year, the Lakers were the 7 seed at 47-35.
I guess whatever it takes to make the play-in, that's where they'll hit.
And AD played 76
It was
games.
his best ever. I mean, I think ever.
And then LeBron was, I think he was all NBA. I think he was like 68.
I was going to say, I didn't think he touched 70 games. I can't imagine him playing more than 68. And the odds that AD does that again is probably low, right? But he is, what is AD now, 29? Like he is in his probably physical prime.
Low 30s.
Is he low 30s?
Yeah, 30.
He probably was drafted in when? 2012?
Yeah.
12-year career. He's probably, came in 1931. Man, 45?
Yeah.
Probably under.
Really?
Unless Connect.
Under 45.
I mean, yeah. Unless Connect, who's really gonna hold it down in the non-LeBron minutes,
Right.
Is it going to be can Connect it? We know Russell's a good regular season player. Kind of like Cat. We know Cat can win regular season for sure. Right? But yeah. I guess who's going to they didn't really add to the roster besides Connect
and Bronny.
Bronny.
Right. But
well, they got that two-way guy, but I mean, is he really going to play? Olivier or something?
Okay.
So the team's
also
the same.
The West is just tough. There's only like
Bloodbath.
Portland
and Utah.
And
in Utah, and that's it.
Everybody
Utah,
else,
everybody else is not.
They're
not
about
easy.
to compete.
Like Memphis and Minnesota, like they're going to give Lakers problems with all that youth.
I mean, Memphis. You think you got to figure they're going to bounce back. We talked about Houston, Sacramento, Phoenix. You can go down the list.
And
Everybody's
again,
a tough game.
13 of the 15.
With those two vets, they don't have to. LeBron's just like, bro, it's 21, right? Or 22, whatever it is. I just want to be healthy in April.
Yeah.
So whatever it's going to take. If we have to lose a bunch of games in January, February, whatever.
Or they can make
Actually, I think I'm going to take the over.
Nice.
Oh.
I'm going to take the over. I actually think, when I think about the season last year, even though those older guys, as we talked to about AD and LeBron, played a lot for LeBron. I mean, that's probably going to be, like Charlie alluded to, max games anyway he's going to play. But obviously AD, that was the most a long time, probably ever, like you said. But I think they actually had a lot of other guys miss games. And I think if those others stay healthy and they didn't win 47, I could see that. They have some guys that are younger. Were in and out of the line. I mean, Gabe Vincent
he wasn't even on the team
really.
Christian Wood.
He was hurt a lot of the year.
Christian Wood, Cam Reddish.
Vanderbilt.
A chunk of time.
Vanderbilt could be like a McDaniels type of player.
He's still hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I actually like Rui for this team. I think he gets a little underrated for what he does for the squad. So I actually don't mind them for that number at 45. Them be at 47. I think if those younger guys can stay consistently a little more healthy than last year, I could see them over that.
I could see JJ being 3 games better than Darvin Ham. Just saying, like, if that's what it takes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Sano, what'd you say? Did you say?
I'm going to go under.
Of course you would.
I mean, and I don't disagree with anything you got, like Charlie and Bruce have said. I just think the West is that much better. Memphis is going to be better. Sacramento, you got to think, is probably going to be better. Golden State, knows. They're probably going to be a little better. But then you got like the Dallases, Minnesota, Denver, Oklahoma City. It's just like Phoenix. Every night is going to be rough. Phoenix. So I don't necessarily think the Lakers got worse. I just think the rest of the West got better.
And they didn't get younger.
Yeah.
Besides the draft. But yeah.
And with the health of AD and LeBron, you're kind of like you're kind of buying at the top, right? Like that's the best. Last year was career high for AD, like we said, and LeBron, we've seen him sit out a couple weeks at a time here and there during the season. So I don't know how if they can match last year's health, maybe they get to that point again, but I wouldn't bet on it.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I would. What is it? 45.5. I would say they're right at like 44 wins, 45. Cause I don't anticipate Braun playing. I can see him getting to like 65. The cutoff for like all the awards and stuff, but I can't see AD going a full 76 again.
You wonder if Braun will finally like adhere to a minutes restriction.
No,
I mean he never has. He's like, that's if I'm in the game, I'm in the game. I'm playing. I'm not doing 32 or less.
Right.
I'm playing 36 to 39. No.
Oh, I gotta watch it.
Yeah.
Starting 5. Watch the documentary.
Starting 5. I gotta get up on that. I haven't seen that yet either.
I finished it the other day. Great documentary. Okay. Last one for these over-unders, and we talked about it earlier, and we talked about the team earlier. The San Antonio Spurs, their over-under is 35.5. Last year, they were 22-60.
That's a big jump.
Their key acquisitions this offseason are Chris Paul and Harrison Barnes.
Solid.
And you have to think
Chris Paul's age.
You have to think another year of Wemby evolving. You have to think of the rest of their team. Vassell, I like Vassell a lot. Jeremy Sohan. I know that's the only thing. Jeremy Sohan. They got Keldon Johnson, Trey Jones. They got a nice young group of players. Bruce's guy, Zach Collins. So what do we
Sandro.
I forgot about
Sandro.
that.
Yeah, shout out to Sandro.
Yeah.
Bruce, we'll start with you. What are you thinking? How are you feeling?
No. I'm selling. No. Under.
Okay.
Under. Kind of like Sano's argument of a war of attrition. Somebody's got to be all these West teams. Somebody's got to be bad. Someone's got to not necessarily bad, maybe, but got to lose games. I think still that's a big jump.
Yeah, what is that? 13 games?
That's like 13 games, right?
Jeez.
30. Yeah, that's in the West. Nah, I'm not doing it. Going under. I'm just going off math. That's a 50 over 50% increase in win total for just because Wemby got a year better and you added Chris Paul and Harrison Barnes. That doesn't do it for me. So no, under.
All right, Sano.
Yeah, I mean, 13 games. You got to figure like Barnes and Chris Paul maybe are 3 of those wins, and Wemby's development's probably the other 10, right? If you're going to say 13 games. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to take the under. I think that's a big jump, but I could see them winning in the 30s, low 30s, around there, just because of Wemby. I mean, Chris Paul, his health is another thing. His age, he'll probably help a little bit with the team dynamic, but I don't have a lot of confidence in the rest of those guys' health.
Okay.
Like Vassell, I'm a big Vassell fan, but if he's healthy, he's good. He seems like he's always in and out of the lineup.
Right.
I think having Paul, I mean, they didn't even really have a real point guard. Sohan was playing point. He was their starting point sometimes
for a minute, and then the minutes that Trey Jones and Wemby shared, they were like a +7. But then anytime he wasn't with the real point guard, and
Right.
shit hit the fan. So you get a veteran like Chris Paul who's uplifted every single team he's been on, but at the same time he's kind of similar to he's about to be 40 as well. How many miles is there left? He's obviously not going to play a full 82. Is he going to play 70, 65, 60?
And he's probably playing 30 minutes tops.
Yeah, so you have to, but I mean
they got some length. They can play some defense. They got great coaching.
Shout out to Mitch.
One of the things I was going to say is, when the wheels fall off at the end of the year, I mean, it was bad. Most of those guys weren't even playing anymore. So the 22 wins might not be accurate in the sense that those last 20, 25 games, it was Wemby and some G Leaguers playing a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
So then you say, okay, if it wasn't 22, what's their real number? Like, we're looking at a 13-win jump. Maybe their real number was 27, 28. So I'm going to take the over. Someone's got to be different.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you were that bad, you're like, well, fuck it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Might as well keep losing, try some guys out. So
tank.
they might have been a good enough team to win high 20s.
Right.
But it was some of those rosters were pretty shaky towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
So maybe drop their number even lower. So
something cool about them is they can make a push to be a playing team, like the back end of the plan, like a 10
I've heard that by a couple analysts.
But then they're actually rooting for Chicago to be bad as well.
Well, they got that?
They have Chicago's draft pick.
Protected?
I'm not sure protected, but I mean,
Yeah.
they have it. If Chicago's bad, then boom, it's another lottery. Another player in the lottery for him. That's just a little sidebar for him. I think Wemby can get him from 22. I think he can get him close. I'll give him like 31 games, but yeah, I'll take the under. I would take the under.
I'll be on Pop Island.
Yeah. Yeah. So, with over-unders, it's kind of trying to predict, trying to predict how we think certain teams will fare and whatnot. But, there's some things that we kind of hold close to the chest, close to our heart, where we really feel strongly about. All of us have our favorite players. We all have strong opinions about certain players and teams. So wanted to get like a bold prediction from each of you, bold prediction or two from each of you about a player or a team or something you think will happen, something that's kind of just stands out. If you guys need time, I can go first. My bold prediction, number one, is Paulo Banchero will be second team All-NBA this year. I think he's going to have a huge rise in his game, and I think he's going to lead. I think Sano said it's a top 4 seed. I wholeheartedly agree. And so I could see him making another leap to that. He's close to All-NBA last year, first-time All-Star, but that's one. And then I think Zach LaVine will be traded before the deadline to a contender. What contender? No clue. But that's my.
So when he gets traded there, they're no longer a contender. I'm just
throwing
a little shade. No, I like Zach, but he's never really been a part of a winning team. So will a contender give up winning parts for a one-dimensional scorer? We can score from a variety of areas, but it's pretty much he's a bucket getter, legendary bucket getter.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, those are my two. Sano, you got some? You got something?
Yeah, I mean, these are hot takes, right? Like
yeah, hot take, bold prediction,
bold
hot
predictions.
Take, yeah.
Yeah. So in the West, like we were kind of talking about the West and how deep it is with teams. There's OKC, probably the favorite, right? Speaking of over-unders, they had to have what was it, like 56, 57?
58. 55.
I would take
55.
No, I take the over on that. I think they're winning 60 plus, but that's not my bold take. My bold take is that Phoenix has a shot to come out of the West. And I think they have a good chance to come out of the West. I think the addition of an actual point guard is going to help a lot. You can move Booker a little bit more off the ball. That frees up, another scoring option. Obviously, we got Booker, KD. You got another ball handler out there. One thing that obviously is gonna it can hold him back or it can help him a lot is the play of Bradley Beal. So I mean they still have like the urgency there. Booker's young enough, Beal's young enough. KD's still top, whatever you want to call him in the league, top 5, 6, 7 player.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Phoenix, I would not be surprised. I'm not gonna bet on them over teams like OKC, but I wouldn't be totally surprised if they came out of the West and made the finals.
Coach Bud, right?
Coach Bud, yeah, the coaching change too.
I think that might be the biggest move for him, to be honest.
Okay.
I like that. I like Phoenix. Fun team to root for.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No, I see that. I guess my team bold prediction is Memphis is going to reverse their record from last year to this year. They were 27-55. They're going to be 55-27 this season. I think they're going to flip that.
Wow.
And then, yeah.
Damn.
Yep.
Would that be a record?
Vegas has them at 45. You have them winning 55 games.
55-27.
So that would be what, a top 4 seed?
That was going to be my prediction. Was they were top three in the West. Memphis.
Yeah,
really?
That's going to be
like they were 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Were they like number 1?
They won 56.
Well, I don't know how many wins.
Yeah,
I was just saying.
I remember hearing that the other day.
But
so
yeah, 55-27 last year would have been
Damn.
4 in the West, so that would be a top 4 seed. Yeah, Adam. So
Okay.
yeah, I think they're gonna flip. I think that's how much the impact Ja. I think the connection with Edie. I like the pick of J.
Ooh, wait, say it again. You were hating on the draft pick.
I was, but I saw him play.
Say it again.
Hey, Gigi
He
Jackson,
was.
Jaren Jackson, Bane. I think they got stuff. So I think it's gonna be a flip. And then I ain't ready for this. You're gonna be like, is this guy really saying this out of his mouth? I don't know to go with. I want to say, man, maybe I'll say first team. I wanted to say second team, but maybe I'm gonna say first team. Ice Trey, man, he gonna be first team All NBA.
Whoa.
Trey Young.
He's gonna have numbers, but they're gonna not win many games.
I know.
Yeah.
I want to say
Wow.
first. I think it's gonna be second, but I'll maybe I'll go hot.
I love it.
But
I love a hot take.
I think he's gonna be. I think Trey's gonna be. Yeah.
I mean,
at
he could
least
average
second
29 and 12.
At
but
least second
the
team,
record
but he
might
could be
be
first.
12 and 29.
Yep. But I think he'll be at least second. But he's gonna be either first or second team All NBA
Okay.
this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
I didn't know we were doing team and player.
It's whatever you want.
Either way, I said whatever because
Oh,
I
okay.
went 2 team or I went 2 players. I didn't even give no team one. Chuck, what do you got?
I was going to say Memphis was going to be a top 3 seed.
Okay.
I didn't know someone else was going to. Now that Bruce thought of it, I'm probably going to be wrong anyways now,
Okay.
My other one is, it might not even be that hot. I'm saying, and we know the repercussions of this, Clippers don't even make the play-in.
So they're a lottery team.
Yeah. Which then
Which
goes
means,
to,
what does that mean?
Goes that they in the lottery, so Oklahoma gets their pick. You shouldn't be so happy about this.
Which is why it's just funny. It's just like
It's
funny.
Sam Presti, the Don.
But you know what? I'm not going to care as long as they announce expansion this year at some point.
Right. That was my other hot take. All-Star Weekend. It's going to be announced. You see
Expansion?
it. That's why we're wearing it. Not like I don't wear it every day, anyways. Something. But yeah, All-Star Weekend. Everyone
Seattle
comes
and
together.
Vegas.
Yeah, Seattle
Those
and
are the
Vegas. Mm-hmm.
Vegas is like a definite one, a definite team.
Shit,
right?
we should be the definite
No,
one.
no,
I was
no.
going to say.
Seattle should
already,
be the
Seattle's
definite
already
one.
a given.
Oh,
But
Yeah.
I was saying the other team. If there's
Mhm.
2 teams, we would say Vegas is for sure the other. Because I know a lot of other like cities have been floated out there, but those are the 2. So how would realignment work with that then?
oh, that's a long answer.
Yeah, I think you move
Memphis and
New
New Orleans?
Memphis
To the
Yeah,
east?
or
Or-
to the east.
Or you put them in you make a Texas division and you add either New Orleans or you add Oklahoma City.
But then
'Cause Oklahoma City's hella close to Denver.
they would be,
I mean Dallas. Sorry.
but then they would be considered So you would move them east. And
OKC needs to move somewhere.
Right.
They can't keep. I mean, they're playing. It's like they took our place.
Right.
Yeah, they can't stay in the Northwest.
They can't stay in the
right. Okay.
Right, and in New Orleans could be Eastern Conference, right?
Yeah, because that's sold out.
Even Minnesota is closer to Chicago. It's closer to Indiana.
That's another one.
But they're out there in their own little proximity.
Honestly, I think they should just dump the divisions and just go to the conferences. Like, just go overall seeding in each conference.
Okay, Sandal Silver, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I could see them keeping just for headlines OKC in the West and doing more New Orleans and Minnesota. That actually probably makes the best geographical sense. But just so like Seattle can match up with OKC, multiple times or something.
I mean, that's so far,
Yeah.
So far.
I mean, it's got to be if you have a Northwest division with Seattle, it's got to be Seattle, Portland. You got to think like Golden State, Sacramento, or maybe Utah.
And you could always throw in
Utah. Realign the divisions,
yeah.
Okay. But then you also want to have Utah with like a Phoenix type of deal. Phoenix, Vegas, Utah should be like grouped,
right?
I mean, it'll be tough, but that
would be a good. If we have that problem, it'll be a good problem to have.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's just get a team.
No, for sure.
I think that's all I got.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't really have a number on it, but I do think Buddy Hield's going to have a phenomenal year.
Oh, in Steve Kerr's system.
I've always liked
Buddy Hield.
I've always liked Buddy Hield.
Did you draft him?
No. Like, I think he can average a dub. He'll probably be their second leading scorer, which he should be, right?
You think second leading scorer on that team?
Over Kuminga?
I was thinking Kuminga.
Man, I'm not big on Kuminga, man.
No, that feeds in right to what I think with the Golden State Warriors, because if he's the second leading scorer, they're going to be in that tank. I think they're going to be.
Shit, what if he averages 20 and Kuminga averages 18? Like that's.
If Buddy Hield averages 20,
that's 6 man of the year.
I think Buddy can be better than Clay was last year. For sure.
Yeah,
and what did Clay average?
Golden State's not that good.
17.
Last year's Clay is nothing to strive for.
What did he average though?
But
17.
But he would be off the bench.
I don't know.
Enjoy the play-in, Sam.
They're talking about Podemski.
Yeah, B pause.
I got low expectations.
Okay. Okay, a couple more before we get up out of here. I mean, the typical. I mean, we talked about this in our group chat, but just want to hear why you guys say who you did. Your MVP. Sando. I already know who.
Yeah, you know who I'm picking?
Well, I mean, you told me.
Yeah.
You turned your back on us.
I was thinking about changing it up, but I hate, as much as I hate to say it, I think OKC's probably going to run away with the West. I gotta go SGA.
Okay.
SGA for MVP. I mean, he's clearly the best player on the team. He's got obviously Jalen Williams and Chet, as backups, but he's the clear leader on what should be the clear leading team in the West. So.
Okay. All right, Bruce.
Oh, I mean, Luka. I don't know how he did get it last year, but that's okay. Is got to get one of these one year. I mean, it just seems inevitable.
Dang, but you said
it's Luka. Do I need to explain more? I mean, the dude is the real deal.
They have to win more than 50 games and be a 4 seed.
Didn't you pick the under?
Why can't it? I mean, Russ has done it.
I know, but
damn near.
That's different, bro.
It's different. Why is it different?
Because Russ was the first person in the NBA history to ever average a triple double since 1962.
I get that, but
and the storyline, they traded KD.
Was Luka was pretty close to that with way more points, rebound. I'm just saying.
He's the Vegas favorite. You don't need to explain it. Yeah. He's the odds. You're taking the easiest guy.
This is the guy I believe in.
I'd love to see how many times
last year. The guy I picked this year.
I'd love to see how many times the Vegas favorite actually wins or doesn't win. I feel like Giannis is the favorite pretty often, or Joker.
Yeah. Well, I think Luka is the favorite.
Yeah, he is the favorite.
Luka is SGA.
I think it's Luka, SGA, and then like Tatum. I think is third or something like that.
Tatum ahead of Jokic.
I think because of the
No,
team.
Tatum's not.
the
Tatum's
team.
not in there. Ant was the 5th pick. Ant was the 5th. It was those
Yeah, I think
four
Jokic
foreign
was
guys,
4th.
and then Ant.
I know it's all on like where the money goes, but it's kind of wild that Luka's the favorite for MVP, but they got him at 50 wins, which would be like, what was that, 5th in the West based on the win over under?
It's about there, yeah.
That is kind of wild.
All right,
And I think it's
my
because the
bad.
West, they know it's tough. Like, I think you can get away with that not being a top 3, the leading guy on a top 3 team, because they understand the West is so deep.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, if let's say 3 through 7 is 2.5 games, then yeah, 6 or 7 could win it.
But that means he's got to have that much better of a year than a guy on a top 2 seed team. Like
I can't see
SGA
a guy on a playing team winning it though.
Oh, playing team.
It
Yeah.
has to be at least 6, but I think Dallas will be better than that.
Mhm.
I personally think they'll be better than that. Okay, Chuck.
MVP, the guy's got something to prove. Jason Tatum. He's bringing it home.
First American since 2018.
There it is. I do feel like they'll be there's a chance they aren't, but I feel they're the number 1 team in the East. Even if they don't have to push themselves every night, the roster's still good enough to, if Tatum's off and Brown's always going to go full balls to the wall, but they just have enough guys to keep it going, whether Porzi's hurt or Porzi's playing. And so if their record's that good and Tatum averages, what's he, 27, 9, 5, number 1 team, maybe best record in the NBA, I'm going Tatum. Bring it home. And he's mad about the Olympics, right?
Right. And not winning Eastern Conference Finals MVP and Finals MVP.
He got bopped.
He did not. Go ahead. Keep
Oh
going.
man, we don't.
On the Finals MVP, he did.
I'm not. Yeah, we're not gonna do all this.
No. Let's continue. Go ahead, Adam. Go ahead.
Nah, mine was Luka.
Okay.
I said Luka.
I was hoping we'd have 4 different ones.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I think.
Sano, sorry, great minds think alike, Yeah.
Nah, I think Luka. I think Dallas is gonna be a top 3 seed. I think Luka's gonna average, if not close to a triple double. And I think this is his year. This is his year. But I don't think they've ever been above a 4 seed. Because last year they were a 5 seed. When they beat Phoenix
with Luka?
Yeah. When they beat Phoenix, I think they were a 5 seed as well, or a 6 or a 5, whatever. So yeah, they've never been above a 5. I want to see if Luka if he gets them to a 3, he's winning it for sure. Because I think his stats will be that good.
Yeah. I mean, you think his stats can be that much better? Say Dallas is a 3 seed, just for argument's sake. Dallas is a 3 seed. Denver is the 2nd seed. OKC is the 1st seed. SGA has his typical year. Jokic has his typical year. Luka, what kind of year would you have to beat those 2 as the MVP for two teams that are?
Stats were better than those 2 last year. That's what I'm just.
But how much better is my question? How much better are stats going to have to be than those 2 guys? Because those 2 guys their stats were. They're not. It's not like they were like, oh, average stats, but they're on the best team. Let's pick them. Those guys had MVP numbers.
Denver's going to be worse, number 1. I think
that's what I'm saying. For argument's sake, though.
Argument's sake.
Yeah.
If we're basing it strictly off numbers, I still think Luka is, because of the rebounds and the assists, and I think he's going to shoot higher percentage from 3, higher percentage from 3. He's only typically like 33%. I think it'll boost. I think he could lead the league in scoring and or assists this year. He led the league in scoring last year, I believe, but then this year I think he can do assists.
You need 1. Just average 1 more rebound, and that's your triple double. I mean, my man was 34, 9, and 10 basically last year.
You do that. I mean, he's, as of right now, probably the hardest guy to game plan for in the league. Him and Jokic, maybe. But, okay, that's not here nor there. If we're just going off of stats, yeah. And I think Shea's might dip a little because of the
squad.
You bring a Hartenstein, and Caruso brings down some assists and steals.
Jalen's becoming even better.
Jalen or Chet might be, or both might be all-stars this year. So their points will go up, and so Shea's might come down. So that's my little argument for it.
All right.
I still got Tatum.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at it. I'm a Tatum guy. I'll rock with it.
If Tatum wins MVP, I would look at Tatum a lot different than I do right now.
I agree. Same.
I'll tell you that.
Oh my gosh!
I like Tatum. I like Tatum a lot, but if he wins MVP this year, I'll be like, man, he took it to a new level. He's on the next one. He went up a tier.
Sano,
but that's not how that's not how the squads run. Balance effort, all around team effort from us, from the squad. Don't need Tatum.
I'll have a new respect for him. As much as I like Tatum now, I'll have a new respect for him if he wins MVP.
All right, and so much can happen between now and June. That's when the finals is. What's that? 8 months? Is that about 8 months?
Mm-hmm.
So much can happen in the next 8 months. I mean, in life, obviously, but in terms of the NBA. NBA champions. Who we going with? Bruce. Back to back. Celtics.
Like Drake. God, they ain't going back to back. Okay.
Sano. Oh, Sano has a nice little pick, which is kind of okay. Who was yours, Sano?
After all this talk,
no,
I'm going Dallas.
Oh yeah. I thought you were going to change
Dallas. I think they're, regular season aside, I think they're ready for that playoff run. I think that's where Luka's focus is going to be, not the regular season.
Right. Okay.
And see, I think Dallas isn't going to do it in the playoffs. I think they lucked out into some good series that were favorable last year.
Favorable matchups.
Yeah. No one thought they were going to win a round, really, and they went to the finals. I mean, yeah. I saw everyone that entered the pool, and that's not everyone, but that was like 35 people, and I think maybe 1 or 2 people had Dallas winning a series, and just kind of the general consensus, I wanted to know who do you guys have them both beating? Each other? Same.
Oh, in the East?
No. In the West?
Yeah.
No,
I want to see who do you have Boston beating?
Oh, Minnesota.
Okay. And who do you have, Sano?
Boston. I picked Boston in the East.
Yeah.
Dang, so you have Dallas beating Boston in the finals rematch. Okay. So
I got Boston winning it.
Over.
That was what I struggled with. I don't think it's going to be Dallas. And OKC.
I was going to say, don't say it, man.
Yeah.
Don't say it.
Yeah.
At least you got Boston winning it.
Yeah.
So, you guys know me as well as y'all do.
Don't say Philly.
I have Philly. They can contend. So hear me out. They can contend. If healthy, I can see a finals run. If healthy. If the ball bounces, everything's cool. I can see it. Boston's too tough, though.
I can see it, too, though.
But Boston, I have them in the championship over Dallas. But Minnesota's right there. Minnesota's right there. But since I'm such a big Luka believer, I think they can get back to the finals. But, yeah, finals rematch. Barely. Because I was like, man, I thought the Minnesota trade is going to elevate them more. I think I'm a huge DiVincenzo guy. I think they can figure out the Julius Randle piece. I think Ant's going to take another leap. Yeah, I'm big on Minnesota.
I think Minnesota or OKC can and will knock out Dallas, but
So none of y'all had Denver. Nobody had Denver.
I still like Denver, but I think other teams have passed them up.
We don't know what's up with Jamal.
Yeah, he had a shaky Olympics.
And even before that,
Olympics.
playoffs, he was shaky.
Except for
he killed the Lakers.
He had a couple big shots against the Lakers. But
Game winners with, 35 feet.
Right.
And then he just fell apart.
Right.
How many teams, so if we got time for a quick one, I just thought of this one, but how many teams do you guys, and you guys can name them if we got time,
Philly.
actually could win the championship? Like, what teams are in that tier of like you wouldn't be surprised if they won it?
So West. God, there's so many. Okay, so Dallas, OKC, Minnesota, Phoenix, Denver.
Yep.
That's 5.
All in the West, huh?
But no. That's just in the West. In the East,
Boston, Philly, Milwaukee. If Milwaukee things go to
No New York?
nah, not yet.
I think Philly and Milwaukee are better than New York. Yeah.
No.
So 2 teams in. So Adam, you got 2 teams in the East, 5 in the West,
3.
3 in the East.
Milwaukee.
Oh, Philly, Boston, and Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man.
So what is that? 8.
So 8. So 8. You have 8 contenders.
We haven't had,
Right now.
and we haven't had a repeat champion since your Warriors.
The Warriors.
I was gonna say it's a lot better times than when the best player in the league joins the best team in the league.
Your guy started that whole thing.
He joined a team that was 500. Thank
He
you.
made his own team of all the best
Smart
players
man.
in the league.
Oh my
Changed the game
gosh.
forever. Free agency.
He did.
Man, we
That's not even comparable.
don't.
It's very comparable.
Because for 2 years there wasn't. We could have asked this question, and everyone had the same answer.
Right.
There's one team that could win the finals, and that's it.
We
I agree. It's better like this.
a lot more parity.
Yeah.
I like it better like this.
So would y'all agree? 8,
I got 8, but
Yeah.
a little different.
New York
but
instead
8.
of Philly, or New York instead of Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if
That's
Denver can do it again.
Jokic is so good though.
Yeah, but man,
Man,
I like.
I would hate to bet against him because he's proving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would put. I know they're in different conferences, but I might put New York in there over Denver.
I could see that. Okay, 2 guys that have 1 ring. Who's going to get a second ring first, Giannis or Jokic? Or do they both never get one?
Jason Tatum.
No, he ain't in it.
Giannis or Jokic.
Yeah.
God.
I
Jokic.
think it's over.
For
both?
both of them?
Yeah. If I had do you want me? I have to pick one, or am I like?
Or
I mean, if I
you
pick
could say
one-
neither two. Neither one of them
If I
get to
pick
number 2.
one, I think it would be Jokic, but I
Yeah.
think it's done.
It might
I
be.
don't think- I think it might be done.
I would say Giannis. I think Giannis wants it more. Jokic wants to retire and go hang out with his horses.
Right.
And
He got his
and
ring. He's happy.
Milwaukee's just got the older roster, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
Giannis
like
might have to
that.
go somewhere else to
Mhm.
get it. But
Right. With Luca.
Oh.
Yeah. Man, it's gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be fun.
I mean,
it's gonna be fun.
come after the throne. We'll be waiting, looking down.
It all starts
look at
tomorrow.
Bruce.
It all starts tomorrow.
There's some-
Man, fellas, NBA preview. We're excited. You know, your boy got a new team now. Dumped the Clippers. Team PG. We're on the Sixers. We're Sixers now, baby.
I wanted to
I
see you
can't-
on the wall
wait to
at
give
the
me
new
those beats.
Clippers arena. I
And
thought Adam.
I heard that. Man, I wanted him to stay just so I could go to that arena because that shit looks dope. But I mean, I'll eventually go to it looks hella filthy.
Are you going to go to Philly, though?
I gotta talk to the wife, Charlene. We got to make plans to go to Philly, East Coast.
I looked up a Hornets Philly game already today.
There you
They
go.
come to Charlotte.
But fellas, always love, always appreciate you guys, man. Thank you for taking time to come rock and talk hoops. To our fans, thank you for your continued support. Please subscribe to our YouTube page. Follow us on Instagram. For Bruce, Sano, Charlie Hustle, Adam, BlackTop SmackTalk, we out.